Hello, this is S.K. Williams, and today I would like to talk to you about fear. Fear is a necessary thing. Fear is primal, and fear is designed to keep us safe. We respond to things with fear because those things may be threats to us and may hurt us. We respond to things in fear because if we don't, then we will often go headlong into danger and may very easily come to harm, or perhaps even die. Fear is a necessary component of our makeup. But fear is a very powerful component to our makeup, and one that needs to be tempered, one that needs to be contained, one that needs to be controlled. It does not need to be eliminated. We don't have to fight to keep it in a dungeon and never feel it as much as possible until one day we hope we get rid of it altogether. No, we need fear. We need to use fear. Fear is essential. But fear should never be our governor. Fear should be our warning that something may be wrong. Fear should keep us on edge. Fear should give us that extra boost that makes us more alert, makes us more attentive. But fear should not rule our lives. We should be able to override fear. We should be able to say to fear, when it is telling us to run, no, we will not run. When it is telling us to abandon something, no, we will not abandon. When it is telling us to avoid, no, we will not avoid. We need to be able to master fear. We do not need to give in to fear. We need fear as our counselor. We need fear as our censor. We need fear as that which advises us. But we need to use our reason to determine whether we obey fear, heeding its advice, or whether we override it. And in most cases, I think you'll find that we don't have to either completely reject fear's advice, nor completely obey it. We can partially obey it while still advancing against its better judgment. Fear drives us, at the time of this recording, to be afraid of something that is a very real threat. There is a worldwide panic over a certain dis-ease. And I am not saying the disease is not a threat. I am not saying the disease should not be treated seriously. I'm not saying that dis-ease shouldn't warrant us to take precautions. But I do think that we may have taken our precautions too far. I do think that we are panicking. I do think this is a witch hunt to a large extent. It is a situation in which we should be listening to fear, but more conservatively applying the advice. We should take reasonable precautions. But we haven't. We've shut everything down. We're hiding in our houses. We are socially distancing. Fear is driving us. And fear, well, it is what it is. When we give in to fear, we become panicked, rabid animals. We abdicate reason. We hide in the dark. Okay, me telling that to people is a bit absurd. I always hide in the dark. I have a problem with the sun and I can't go in it. I live in the dark. But I mean it metaphorically. We should not cower before something that comes before us to threaten us. Least of all should we allow fear to take such great hold of our mind that we exaggerate its threat, taking greater and greater precautions, making ourselves cowards, debasing ourselves. For eventually this destroys us. As I speak now, our economy is going to be in shambles, which would be acceptable if the threat were far worse, but it's not. We have allowed fear to take hold in our minds. We should turn to God in prayer, and I don't care if you're an atheist, this is still my advice. We should ask for strength and guidance and wisdom, above all wisdom. For it isn't really true that fear is fought simply through an emotional level. Reason and wisdom are what tempers fear the best. And God is the source of all wisdom and the source of all reason. I want everyone to stay safe, and I wish everyone to exercise reasonable precautions. But I don't want people to give in to fear, which leads only to panic, to depression, to a sense of hopelessness, to despair. I want instead for the rising of the night. I want instead for the freedom of the soul. I want instead for the ascension of the mind. I have little else to say, so I shall sign off now. Thank you, God bless, and goodbye.